Hey guys, it's Diffuser3 here, and today for you I've got a new series called Rush Tips. In this series we're going to be looking at different maps on Battlefield 3 and how you can win them when you're playing the attacking side in Rush. The first map we've got today is Nehbandan Flats. This is one of the new maps to the endgame DLC, and yeah, it's a really nice map to play on Rush if you can find a game for it, because I haven't found many for it, so getting this gameplay was hard, but I did it, so I hope you guys enjoy it. So when you start off spawn behind these kind of rock things. What you want to be picking as your loadout is the engineer class, and you want to be making sure you have one of the launchers, either javelin or the RPG as your launcher. You also want to be using the repair tool, and for your gun you want to be having a carbine. I chose a G36, and you also want to be possibly putting a silencer on it. You don't have to, but I think it's a good idea. Now the two MCOMs, you've got one by these crates inside a metal kind of building, and one inside an actual residential kind of house thing. You want to be going for the residential house one first because it's the harder one to get, and if you go for the harder one first, then the easier one's going to be easy to get. So you want to be using your G36 or whatever carbine you've chosen and trying to flank the enemies from the right side. You want to try and get up right behind them and try and go in one of the furthest buildings out so you can come up behind them and take them out. You want to be making sure you're using your RPG to take out the tank and the jeep, the enemy ones, just because they're going to pose a big threat to your team. If they take out a lot of your team, then you're going to be pushed back a lot, so taking out the enemy vehicles is going to be a good idea. Once you get into the house, then you can plant the MCOM, and then I would say try and hide behind somewhere. The wall was blown out when I was playing, so I was hiding behind the stairs. If you just hide there and take out people coming in, then you're going to do quite well. Now that you've got the A MCOM sorted out, you can think about going to the B one. From your spawn, getting a tank, a jeep, or a motorbike, or even just walk, but I recommend getting in a vehicle, and you just want to basically drive around the side of it, take out as many enemies as you can if you're in a tank or the jeep, and then jump out and go and plant the MCOM, and then hide by one of the crates. It takes longer for them to defuse it than for you to plant it, so if you think they're defusing it, like just check every 5 seconds, just peek out, shoot them, and come back in. If you do this, then you're going to do quite well. You're going to take them out before they can defuse it, and then it's going to blow up and kill them. If you're using the assault kit or the support kit, throw down your little package thing so you can help out your teammates, and make sure you get your teammates to spawn on you, so then you can make sure you've got the most amount of players to take out the enemies. From here you're going to be moving up to the second base, which is inside, which is much easier to control. Now the next base's MCOMs are both inside a warehouse which has crates which are tightly compact. This means that the gunfights you're going to be having are going to be relatively close, and you're going to be wanting to use either a PDW or your carbine again, but mainly a PDW, or even a shotgun, but a PDW is probably the best. Now you want to be going for the B MCOM first, as it's at the back of the warehouse, and it's easier for the enemies to guard it than for you to arm it. So I would say if you go for it first, the enemies aren't going to be quite as alert, so you're going to be probably able to take it out. I recommend that you get on a bike and then just drive around, go in the entrance of their way, and then try and get up on the catwalk or go over the crates or go through the middle. I chose to go through the middle as I didn't think there were that many enemies, however I was kind of wrong. Then when you see the MCOM, you just want to go and plant it, and also you want to be talking to your teammates, telling them to get tanks and jeeps in there. You can actually get a tank right up next to the MCOM, so what I would suggest is do that, and then just make sure you stop as many enemies as you come from getting there. Even if you can't stop them, it's going to be good, as the enemies aren't going to be going as much, because they're going to be scared of the tank, because they know that if they go near it, they're going to die, even though that might not be the case. So with that, you're going to be destroying the MCOM there, and then the other one is in a bit more of an open space, so it's going to be easier to destroy. Now, even though the A MCOM is inside, and that's good for you as it's easy to arm, it's also good for the enemies as they have more places to defend it from. What I suggest is going in there, trying to plant it. There's no real method, I mean just go in and plant it. Maybe climb up on the little kind of wooden thing behind it. But after you plant it, defending it is going to be up to you. What you do is you go right to the back, underneath the catwalk, and lie down there, take out enemies as they're defusing it, or go up on the catwalk right to the left side near the ladder, go prone there. Enemies don't normally come that way, so if you're just prone up there, and then you can take out the enemies trying to defuse it. This will be really good as they're not going to be able to defuse it. However, in the kill cam kind of thing, they're going to see where you are. So after a few kills, I would suggest moving down. Maybe you could start at the top and then move to the bottom after. I don't know, but with this tactic, you're going to be making sure they don't defuse it. If they do defuse it, then I would suggest that if you go on your assault kit, maybe pull out a gun with a smoke grenade on it, and then just fire your smoke grenade in, then plant it there. It's going to be harder for the enemies to kill you now because they can't really see you, so using your smoke grenades well can help out your team. After that, you're going to be going to the final base, which is actually the hardest base of all three. The reason that this base is the hardest base out of all three is that to get to the MCOMs from your spawn, which is the warehouse, you're going to have to do a long trek over flat ground. Now this is really bad as snipers can just pick you off, and also people with assault rifles, they can just lay up on the bank, peek over their heads over a little bit so you can't see them, and just take you out. The loadout I reckon you should go with is the medic class, the assault class, just so you can throw down your med packs to help restore your health and even your teammates. And also you're going to have your little defibrillators so you can just revive your teammates, because teammates, you're going to rely on them a lot to spawn on them and to help you and to like keep you, giving you cover fire. Now to get the MCOM, I suggest you go to the one in the barn first, because it's the easier one to go to. It's bigger space, easier to cover. You just want to try and get onto the right side of the barn from when you're looking on it straight on from your spawn, and you want to just stack up on the right side by those poles and stuff. And you can get it from, if you walk across the side by the hay stack kind of thingies, if you flank around that side, get right up next to the wall. You want people to spawn on you, and then from there you hit the base from the behind and plant the MCOM. Then you can just go into a corner and try and cover it from enemies coming in. You've got to have lots of teammates in there, basically all your team, even a few tanks and stuff, because there's so many enemies trying to attack you that it's going to be really hard to defend it. After that you can go into the next MCOM, which is maybe a little bit easier, but still hard, as if you die you're going to have to do that long trek again. So the final MCOM, the AMCOM, to get to it, I would say from your spawn you want to go around the left flank, just flank up that side, probably use the combine harvesters as cover. The thing is though, you're going to have a few enemy snipers which are going to try and pick you off, so to get rid of them I would say ask your buddy to snipe them out. If he's got a sniper, probably get on top of the warehouse and snipe them out from there, or go along with a medic and keep reviving each other until you get close enough just to take him out. From there you can probably push up along the road to the MCOM, because the road basically leads straight to the building with the MCOM, and you either want to blow up a wall or go in through the actual entrance. If you blow up the wall, then you can just jump in there, plant the MCOM, hippity hoppity out of there onto the little truck and cover the MCOM from there. If the wall hasn't been blown up, then go inside in the same corner which you can see me peeking through on, and hide next to the boxes and crouch down, look straight through, and there's a little line of sight which you can look through, I guess, and take out enemies who are trying to defuse the MCOM. From there you can just take them out, like I said, and yeah, you're gonna win the game. Another little tip as well is try and get all of your, or mostly all of your teammates in there, as this MCOM is pretty much next to the enemy spawn, so they're going to be rushing in there like there's no tomorrow, and yeah, it's going to be hard for you to keep them at bay. If you have a tank or a jeep, then maybe push them up into the middle of the kind of base kind of thing, and use that to take the enemies down and keep them back from spawning in. This will be good as the tank and the jeep are quite powerful, so you can take them out. So guys, this has been the end of my Battlefield 3 Rush Tips video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please leave a comment and a like, and also, yeah, leave a comment on what map you want to see next, and I'll do that map. So yeah, if you want to click the annotation on the screen now, you can go to my other Battlefield 3 videos, or Battlefield videos in general, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.